Here's how you make some delicious, airy, crunchy, no knead overnight Dutch oven bread. Even if you've never made bread before, we have 1.5 cups of warm water. If I put my fingy in it, it's nice and warm, it's not sizzling, but a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. I am using active dry yeast, which lives in the fridge. If you didn't know that, surprise. You need 5 to 10 minutes to wake it up in warm water. Yeast feeds off the carbohydrates in the flour. Since this recipe is like a whole 24 hours, I don't need to use sugar to wake it up because I don't need it to go fast. I just need to make sure it's alive. In a separate bowl, 3 1/3 cup all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons salt. Flavor is the gift that truly keeps on giving. Give it a mix. Pouring in my yeast water, and I'm gonna give it 10 stirs. There's no foam for mine this time, but I'm really confident that my yeast is alive. I can smell yeast. Dry yeast doesn't have much of a smell, that it's waking up because it actually smells like a dive bar. 10 stirs later, we have the shaggiest of shaggy doughs. Easy way to stir that helps you make sure that you get some of the dry from the bottom. Just like Coletta is scoop from the bottom, punch with your knuckles. We scrape along the bottom. You can do this with a spatula or a spoon, and then push in. Total about 20 stirs. Cover, put it in a warm spot for 12 to 18 hours. I'm gonna put mine in the oven that is off with the light on. 18 hours later, know that it's good because it's got a ton of bubbles. That means that the yeast is alive. Eating the flour be some gas. Some parchment paper, hit it with some kitchen lube, and either using a spatula or a spoon, and we're just going to very gently coax her out. Again, looks like caca. That's okay. A very, very wet dough. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour over the top, and then I'm gonna do 4 folds. Embrace flour on our fingers. Take each corner. Again, it is gonna be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. Pull it over, turn. This very simple action is what will help build gluten to keep all those bubbles. If you have a big bowl to put over it, perfect. I do not this morning. Leave it for 15 minutes. We're going to shape this into a ball. Flour on my hands, so the seams are where we like folded it in. I'm actually just gonna kind of roll this over, because that will be the shape of bread. A little more lube on top. We're gonna let this rest another 2 hours. I did the dishes, so now I have a bowl. Let it rise here for 2 hours. Hour and a half in, I'm gonna turn on the oven to 450 degrees, and I'm gonna preheat my Dutch oven. It's been 2 hours. It should have doubled in size. I'm pretty sure mine just increased in size. Cut along the top, just a 1/4 inch deep to tell the steam where to go. Into the oven, covered for 30 minutes. Last 15 to 20 minutes uncovered. Sounds hollow, so that's good. If you don't have a rack to cool your bread on, just flip it over. Let it cool for 30 minutes.